Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Mark W. Flockhart, and today we're going to talk about accidents. I got a call the other day, actually yesterday, from a client, and they had just gotten in an accident. They called me first, which is very, very smart. It's something that they were new to, they've never had a claim before, so they're trying to figure out what advice I can give them to kind of walk them through this process. The first thing I told them was, are you okay? That's the major thing. And they said that their back was hurting. So she just got in an accident, and this is kind of the process that I personally take it through is, yes, she's injured a little bit. She says her back's hurting a little bit. She's not, she's able to walk. It's just sore. There's not a lot of damage to the car. There's just a little bit of, scrapes here on the bumper and whatnot. My suggestions to her was, okay, well, if you are like me, you're just going to keep going on without your day, let your back be sore for a week, and then move on. That's just my personality, right? I'd rather not see the doctor and mess with that, especially in my state, because they do kind of hurt you when you file medical claims, which is a little bit sad, but that's just the way it is. You're raising the risk, right? I personally don't, for me specifically, file the claim as far as medical, and if there's only a scratch on my car, I'm probably not going to file that either because I have my deductible, and at the end of the day, it's not worth it. For her, I said, to give you the opposite example, some family members of mine are very, very keen and specific with their medical. So if they're sore at all, and this actually happened with my kids, they had a claim where we just had them checked out. We just didn't know if they were hurt. One had a little bit of a sore neck. It was nothing, but it was worth it to check it. And sure, it did kind of hurt us a little bit financially just because of that medical portion. But as far as the knowing that you're okay, and this is what I told the client, is I would rather that if you feel it's something that could become major, then check it out. If there's any inclination of, this hurts when I do this, that, if it's not something that you think a chiropractor could do after 2 visits, then absolutely 100%. I would rather have you have caught something years in advance versus just trying to save a couple dollars on your insurance and finding out 2 years later that you can't stand up straight. And it's very difficult to go back to the situation and pinpoint it to say it was because of this accident, because at the end of that day, when you take that paycheck, if you're filing a claim and you take that check from them, it's technically or officially closed. That claim's closed, just like a police report, right? They close that case, and for you to reopen it, it's very difficult. It's not impossible, because there can be things tied to things later on, but it is a lot more difficult a year later to come back and say, well, now I can't sit up straight for more than an hour at a time, and it has to do because of this accident, because I've had nothing else. So it's going to be a lot more difficult to go after it later. It's 100% worth it. If you're concerned, go to the doctor, seek medical attention. The second part was the actual claim. So this person had gotten rear-ended from somebody else. It's a little bit different in Michigan because we're a no-fault state where you go off on your own and fix your car and take care of your medical. He goes off on his own, fixes his car, takes care of his medical. And in the background, all these insurance companies fight each other. Like, okay, well, your guy hit our guy, so we want you guys to pay our insurance and da-da-da-da-da, right? So that's kind of stuff you don't see of the no-fault portion of it. In this situation, I said, absolutely 100% call the police. I know it's not a big claim, but what I've seen in the past, in the last 9 years of insurance with claims, is this guy could turn around, drive away and say, sorry, I'm glad you're okay. You guys both go your own ways. He can pick up the phone. You're doing nothing because you're not going to claim it, right? You didn't think it was worth claiming. He picks up the phone and says, this girl hit me. I need to file an insurance claim. And 2 years later, a year later, your rates go up because they all of a sudden kicked into your insurance. And you've got this at-fault accident. Well, you've got no way to prove it otherwise. Plus, your insurance paid out on that claim. They have all rights to pay it. They'd rather just pay it and move on than have to go through lawyers and lawsuits and all that stuff. So they're never going to tell you because they just assume that you knew it. Whether you have a police report or not does not determine whether you should file the claim. That's completely up to you. So that's the second part. And I said, okay, make sure you get a copy of the license if he's willing to give it. If not, the police report will have all the information, so you don't have to get it if the police are coming. Get a copy of their insurance, just so that you know. And then if you think you're going to file a claim, then that's the next process. Definitely have the car checked out, go to a body shop. It's usually free to have it looked at. Sure, there's a lot of work on your part, right? You could just hand it over, call the 1-800, tow my car from G.I. Joe's insurance, right? and they'll come, they'll tow your car, they'll put it in the shop, they'll fix it. You've got full coverage in this situation. You'll pay your deductible and walk away. But now you've got, in certain states, those no-fault states, you've got a claim on your record which will affect your price in the future. So when your policy renews, the rate's going to go up. Doesn't matter if you shop around, because that claim is going to be on there from anywhere from 3 to 5 years. What I want to be careful with is I never suggest that you have to do one thing or the other. Whenever I claim counsel somebody, I want to give you my opinion. This is what I would do. And then I want to let you decide at the end. So here's, I've had people go against it, which is perfectly fine. It's their choice. It's their insurance. I give them the claims number. They go on, and it happens, right? There are a few ones I just bang my head against the wall and be like, no. So those will happen, right? I'll give you a story at the end of those. There's some pretty cool ones. Anyways, so this situation, she's hit by this guy. They're both injured, or she's a little bit injured. She's going to go see medical attention. At that point, if you're going to get the medical attention, you might as well claim the rest, right? Your car should go with it. It's all one claim. Just get it done and over with. If you are hurt, most likely go to the doctor. Just get it taken care of. Get it checked out. Make sure there's nothing, who knows? 3 weeks from now, you aren't feeling better. You go back to the doctor. That's another $500 visit, or $1,000. In my case, once was a $5,000 visit. Go to the doctor. Go again if you have to. Whatever it is, make sure that it's taken care of, because your health is far more important than car insurance prices. The car. Small claim, personally, I'm not going to file it. If there's a scratch, I'm going to get it fixed. If it's $300, $500, $800, I'm probably going to get it fixed. That's kind of like that borderline, that $1,000 mark is where people are like, well, is it worth it? Depends on your deductible, right? If you have, like me, I carry a $500 deductible. And so I would have to pay $500. The insurance would have to pay $500. Conclusion of this video, I want to let you know before I get into these two stories is if you are in an accident, get the medical if you think you're hurt. Claim the car if you think it's worth it. Definitely take photos. That's the other thing I told her. You don't want this to come back to you. Get a police report stating he hit you. It's not your fault, something like that. So then if you do have to fight it, you can go to court and fight that. Let me know in the comments below, guys. Have you had a situation like this? Have you been the one that had it where you didn't file a claim? I see this all the time. And then they turn around and the other guy files a claim. It happens. I don't know why New Jersey and New York, when I was selling insurance there, that was a heavy thing. I saw that all the time. Where all of a sudden, what do you mean I had an at-fault accident? I never claimed an at-fault. Well, this guy claimed it, they paid it, and it stuck. Two stories I'm going to talk about are, the first one is the negative. So I actually had a client, so to speak. He backed up in his garage, hit his side mirror on his nice car. We'll just call it a Mercedes, right? It's not what it was. But he backed up, hit the side mirror, it broke. He goes to his agent, and the agent says, yeah, file a claim. Let's get it fixed. It's $800 to fix his mirror. He's got a $500 deductible. He only gets $300 back from the insurance. Fine and dandy, gets it fixed, moves on, right? A month later, exact same thing happens, backs up on the other side, hits his mirror. Okay, he claims another $800. Actually, it was cheaper this time for some reason. It was like $20 cheaper. So he claims $288 on his thing. His agent should have never told him to do this. She shouldn't have talked him out of it because that's not her place. Should have kind of convinced him that's not the smartest choice, because that company that he was with dropped him. No joke. Just because of those two claims in a row. It's one of those really strict companies. It's not normal for a company to do it. Usually you have to have like 7 or more occurrences before they'll deny you, or you'll have to have 3 to 5 at-fault accidents. Well, when you hit the mirror, it's your fault. Like whose fault is it, right? The garage or you? It's you. So when you hit that, you're claiming an at-fault accident. Your rates are going to go up. We'll just say in this case that his price that he was paying, he was actually paid close to this, was $1,000. Okay, that was his yearly premium. Okay, but he's getting dropped. So a month, they give him a month advance. They're nice about it, right? Okay, so you have a month. We're going to drop you. You got to find other insurance. He has to find other insurance. Well, I'm searching all 17 companies I work with, and I'm like, okay, let's find you one. I found some really good rates, because the rates he's been finding, instead of $1,000, were $3,000, $3,600, because of 2 at-fault claims. It doesn't matter that they were $300, they're at-fault claims. He was older, so that affected him. And the fact that he had that, plus he had the 2 at-fault accidents, his risk was through the roof. So make sure you're getting the right advice when you're having these claims. That's a major, major thing to have happen. You literally doubled or tripled the amount he paid. So he got $600 back, and now he's paying $3,000, so $2,000 more than what he used to pay. Would you take $600 for the next 3 years? You're going to lose $2,000, $4,000, $6,000 to get $600 today. Not really worth it, right? Not always the case, but that's good, just a good example. The second story is kind of similar, piggybacking on that. I did have a customer of mine that had a claim. They had hit a pothole and it had scraped the bottom of their muffler or something like that. It was like $900. And I said, trust me, you do not want to file this claim. So they chose to file it. I said, 100%, here's the phone number. It's completely up to you, but I know the situation you're in. I know your driving history and all that. If you file this, I can't tell you exactly what it is because I don't know, but I just know that it's going to make a pretty large difference on your insurance. You're going to have to file it against yourself because there's no one else to go after, right? So you're going to have to file an at-fault claim in this situation. She might have hit a curb or something, I don't remember. The reason she filed it was I don't have the money to fix it. I get that, right? I completely understand. I've had those thoughts myself too with claims. Like, it's just, I don't have the money to fix it. I got to get it fixed. I'll worry about the money later. But that $900 minus a $500 deductible, so $400 that came back that was paid of that $900, ended up costing her over $3,000. Same situation. That one claim, because of all of the history and everything taken into consideration, her risk profile just skyrocketed because of the one claim. It wasn't the one claim that did it. It was the first one and the second one and all the other stuff in between, tickets and things like that. But she was a good driver. Like, she legitimately, she didn't have anything major, but that one kind of tipped it over that scale, and the rates just went crazy. I ended up getting her a lot better deal with a different company that we work with, but it was still a lot more. So at the end of the day, if you don't have someone fighting for you, make sure you have an agent that's willing to do that has multiple companies, like 5, 6, 7. I think we work with 17 of them. And I'm not trying to sell you on me quoting you because that's not the point of my videos. Anyways, guys, I hope this was helpful. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and share this with anyone you think would get good use out of it. I will see you guys in the next one.